Chihuahua obviously going with the Cypher on the side of NIP. Obviously, Mitch did touch on that as well. And actually, Futbolist opting for the Killjoy. So, I mean, other than the Jet coming in, it's going to be interesting here. Again, we'll talk about the differences between Brimstone and Omen. Actually, with the changes on Split here, with the rotation factor being so huge for the defenders, Brimstone in terms of like being able to hit a site quickly could be an interesting comparison to make between the NIP and Futbolist roster here.
Okay, we're gonna have to just wait and see, honestly. I think that's the biggest thing for me in this is that NIP, I think, theoretically have a lot going on, right? You see the IGL, you see those individuals who have a lot of potential. However, we haven't seen that in reality yet. We haven't seen this NIP roster quite come through, and the UI will just switch around hopefully for us soon. It will be the other way, so NIP will be kind of on the right side, Futbolist will be on the left, don't worry. But again, this Turkish squad, I've been surprised by Turkish teams before, and I know Sasuke's previously been in a good couple of old Counter-Strike rosters, so the man's got experience, not to existence levels, but we'll see what NIP do. It looks like a little bit of a contact piece up middle, not too subtle. You can already see utility being considered, put into play, but nothing worked upon yet.
No, Futbolist actually got Killjoy utility spread pretty thin actually across both sides of the map. The turret over towards Rafters on B, and actually a three-man lean over this side as well. You can see the flashpoint prepped for the tower. Ryan actually going to try and find something with his boom butt out through Garage as well. So looks like we're going to see the hit come through. All four coming through, and Chihuahua lurking through mid.
Yeah, I mean, they fell for that contact towards middle hook line and sinker, but the first blood has been drawn. Sasuke already deleted, taken away. The site's actually pretty much there. This is going to be almost a retake. I don't want to see how Chihuahua comes into the effect here. That late lurk around middle could be so effective. For now, the smokes, the utility will be put into play, and no one's going to be able to deny the plant.
Yeah, all that utility going down. Going to buy some time. Looks like it might actually go for a play with Rhyme through. Actually, it's the aftershock getting sent through to the defensive spawn now. Retake Futbolist actually coming through heaven here, looking to retake some control.
There's that flank. Look at Chihuahua coming in already. Really good positioning, but a lovely bit of work on the side. Korea's still alive, but for only a second. It's on Chihuahua here, and the flank wasn't quite good enough. Diffuse going to come out, and Futbolist is going to make that retake look a little too easy. Those pickups on the site. Hyper, I don't know how he got that so cleanly without the trade. Maybe too much time was wasted, depending on that flank to come in.
Well, yeah, the late lurk through mid, definitely the factor there to consider, but they were able to get really good post-pump positions. They said the utility going down, buying them enough time to set up effectively on site there, but I mean, Futbolists kind of just brute forced their way through the tower there, dropped out, and I mean, fantastic stacking up there. They were ready to play trades, but they didn't even need it. Everybody found an entry back onto site there. Korea kind of left in an awkward position, only managed to find one outside garage.
Okay. I mean, I've got to say, I was a little nervous for Futbolist, considering that at the start they really did fall for that kind of contact through middle, that little bit of a bait that came through. You saw all three players that were playing towards B paying attention towards that, but didn't really have much problem when it came down to the nitty-gritty. So that's something to, you know, tick in the box. I'm a little new to Futbolist. I love watching a couple of the Turkish teams. I mean, BBL's out there. I mean, any of these players have some flair, real aggressive flair, which I love seeing. But on the other side, this is NIP and maybe a building phase, I feel. It's how far has Existence got with this squad? I don't know. This should be a free farm round. I don't see too much worry coming from this. We'll have to wait and see if there's maybe a little bit more threat building. If they isolate this Jet, it could work out. They're certainly selling a fake or two here.
Yeah, I mean, actually, did see a little bit of a rotation coming back all the way to the defensive spawn, but looking like actually Sturban going to re-pick up this position on screens here to help out with the push onto site. But four members of NLP here. Another lurk through mid coming from Rhyme, though. See if he's going to be able to find anything in rotation. You can actually see they're happy to give up the tower here with the changes. Very difficult to hold on. Actually going to find a kill with the paint shells, and Existence will fall. But there's three men staring him down. Korea finds that headshot. They could be hitting sight now.
Okay. I mean, they've taken a bit of control, but where do they take this? They still have to win a fight that is no way an advantage to them, as you've just seen. Yeah, Maggie there really making light work. Comfortable. Again, just pistols against them, maybe a stolen gun here or there. But that's about it. Chihuahua is doing good work. You're going to have the Sheriff coming through. They're doing great damage. It shouldn't go too far, but yes, getting 3 kills, forcing those reinvestments is going to be an excellent look, but it's still around on the board. For the defensive side, this is a really good start.
Yeah, it's actually lucky. Modge obviously did invest the Vandal back into, and luckily he was one of the ones that managed to survive. But yeah, NIP definitely making it costly for Futbolist there in round 2. Managed to get some kills on the board, and obviously, let's see the reinvestment straight back in. Obviously, just 2 light armors on the side of NIP, Chihuahua and Existence, obviously opting to go for that utility and the flashes on the side there. So first buy round coming up. Let's see what NIP can put together here. Rhyme again in that position outside garage, maybe just holding on for a little bit of aggression from Futbolist, but doesn't look like they're going to give him anything right now. 3 members over towards mid, so potentially looking to make a play towards the tower. And this time around, Futbolist actually got 3 stacked back over towards B side, similar to the pistol round here, Lauren.
Yeah, I want to see how that raise works here, see if they're trying to float on rotation, but for now, you can see the walk-up from NIP. Maybe that first pistol round gave them an idea that they could get away with this, and they're going to work with that. I like it. Presence now noted, they are going to split the map. It's something that you want to do. This is definitely a way you want to approach split, is literally splitting the defensive side, forcing uncomfortable rotations, trying to catch a pick here or there. So for now, we do see a little bit more of a commitment straight through towards that heaven side, up towards the top. You do have the raise waiting patiently, paint shell to hand, but no contact made. They are trying to read into this. This is a dangerous game to play. You have no vision. Great timing on those paint shells. Does good damage, bit of chip damage on Kriya, but he still makes it to the site. Big execution from Kriya. Where's the trade? No one shut him down yet.
Actually, Moch did find one over in garage, so Rhyme does fall now, but it's going to give initial site control over to NIP here. Chihuahua going to find another one. Mark will fall. The smokes come down now, buy themselves a little bit of time. Spike planted. A decent opportunity here for NIP to close this one out. Find themselves in a 4v2 now, but Magoo already found himself into heaven as I say that. JD finds him, and the second will fall. Nice. Sturban, 3k on the round for JD there, 2-1. NIP getting on the board.
Okay. That was a nice little set piece from NIP. You could see, I love how proactive they were that round and how hard it was for Futbolist to be in the right place at the right time. You saw, I like the paint shell coming out from the raise on the defending side. I think, you know, the timing was there, a little bit of chip damage was good, but by that point there was so many. They weren't taking those fights in towards middle. This might be something they have to look to adjust, but now with NIP somewhat living in their heads a touch, if it goes further now, then you'll start seeing that momentum switch. But if they do a heavy lean somewhere, we'll have to note it. For now, it does look like no one's actively towards B. This is early trying to read into where this lean's going to go towards. You do have the Jet here, having a little wander around, definitely noting players. There's no subtlety to this just yet. But again, this mid-exploit, they've worked this out heftily. Now, I wonder if they're going to try and punish maybe an aggressive play towards ramp side. They may know that Jet had pushed up before, maybe hearing sound cues potentially. And with the pinch coming in through that A main approach, Magu's in trouble here. This is a very scary position to be in. A lot of faith coming in towards that Brimstone. And you can see now, there's that bait. That is just Existence trying to get attention and commitment still to be.
And actually both members for Futbolist, Sturban and Magoo now, but there's 3 members of NIP coming through ropes here. Sturban will find the first.
You will not kill my
so the res comes straight through, actually. Molotov deployed, Kriya throws down the paranoia. 2 kills from Magoo on the round. Kriya does find Sturban though. Magoo's got to play his life here. Wait for the rotation coming through from his teammates. Puts down another smoke just to buy a couple of seconds. You know that jet smoke doesn't last very long at all now, but looks like the reinforcements are here.
30 seconds
Find themselves a 3v3. Spike still down the Magoo now. 2, they line up for him. 4 on the round for him. Suzuki going to close that one out. A really, really good hold from Futbolist there, buying just enough time for the rotation to come through. But I mean, I'm with you there. With Futbolist kind of defaulting away from mid, it's giving NIP a lot of freedom, but they are kind of playing them into a position where they're set up to hold it. I mean, as soon as that push comes through from ropes, he finds the first kill. Revive comes through, yeah, okay, but they're equipped. They're well positioned to deal with that push.
That was so sick from Magoo. I'm amazed that he was able to keep so cool and calm under that, because that whole hit was built by NIP, it felt like, to isolate him, right?
Yes.
To pinch that player, to force that discomfort. So for now, I'm just amazed that he was able to keep that calm. And you can see that scoreboard. I mean, doing incredibly good on the Jet, keeping cool under that sort of pressure is a huge tick in the box. That is a great start. And I was a little worried, I'm not gonna lie, Hypoc. I see teams, the attacking side, being able to walk mid. That scares the life out of me.
Yeah.
That's a dangerous game to be playing on split. But for now, Futbolist seem to have faith in these players to hold.
Well, like I said, we'll have to see if that is something that continues here through the bye rounds, but it does look like Futbolist are happy to kind of just give up mid. They're playing Mark over towards the stairs on B Heaven. Maybe, you know, with the changes, they don't like the odds of holding on to that pipe's open. Actually, Korea going to TP all the way back spawn right now. Spectre in hand actually finds Moch here, so this is going to draw a lot of pressure towards himself and give NIP free reign for the rest of the map. Again, Mark does trade that one out now, but you can see already 2 members of NIP, they've made it into Heaven. JD finds that one as Mark tries to pull back.
Now, keep in mind, the defending side has been sitting super deep. That Jet is now surrounded on all fronts. The gun barrel gives away the game, though.
Yeah.
That's going to be the elimination of Sage, and now Rhyme tries to get the trade, but look at the deeper angle for the breach. Wait, didn't he see? He did not see them. Oh, that's a big problem, but there's Existence punishing this deeper play, punishing how far back they're sitting. Spike is all the way back. Keep in mind, there is a bit of room for Sasuke here, but he's already been noted. He's already been spotted. I don't think he's going to get away with much.
No, maybe just try and do some damage here, whatever he can do, but 1v3 and Spike making its way over towards the A site. There you go. We'll get shut down. But again, Korea just TPing in there. Nobody was positioned for Futbolist to kind of stop any other advancement from the NIP troops. And you can see how deep they were able to get into Heaven. As soon as Korea finds that first kill, Mark has to come back and deal with that. Again, no fault of his own whatsoever, but I mean, just the one ultimate opening the entire map up for NIP.
And I want to see what someone like Existence does with this information. Foot are playing a really unique style, but I want to see if they go for an aggressive twist. Looking at Jet and looking at Raze here towards middle, this could be the first aggressive play we see from them, which could be quite interesting. I wonder if they go for it for now. Couple of smokes go out. You can see Magu is right there waiting. Now, those walk-up middles, that has been what NIP have been trying to do here, Hypoc. They've been working on it. But it looks more like an A-lean, maybe more a set piece, maybe more a default piece, which is a traditional answer to a defensive side playing deep on sites.
Yeah, flash comes through. Rhyme going to get himself all the way up ramp here. Magoo kind of forced now again with the changes with split. You can see how wide open this angle is now. He's got to play towards rafters, so got to give some of that up to NIP should they choose to come this way. Still only 2 members of Futbolist over on this side of the map. I can see the hesitation around the rotation through defensive spawn there, but it's like Chihuahua and Korea managing to keep some of the attention towards mid. So a lot of pressure lies back over towards Magoo and Sturban on the A site. Spike's still down in spawn, so definitely no commitment coming out of NIP now. But with Korea making his way back through sewers, it looks like the hit towards A is looking more and more likely.
Okay. Again, I do want to see what that Cypher does, but for now, here's that site execution. We still have Magu on the site. He's been a danger man so far, and Jet is looking dangerous again. There goes Existence. Beheaded! There goes Rhyme! The one-man turret right now. He had support. He's dead. Doesn't matter. Jet's still fighting. Magu's still there. Still getting frags and getting around.
That is a huge round from Magoo. Outlives the Rolling Thunder. No follow-up from NIP to get onto site. Magoo finds himself 4 with the Blade Star. I mean, this man's looking hot right now.
I love that. Holding that like dirty little off angle. Just waiting for them. And you can see Existence just walking across. Nonchalant. Didn't even note it. And then just a knife to the side of the head. Done for. Sick work again. And I have to say, this Jet performance from Magoo is going to put him on a bit of a map here. That's going to be a problem they have to deal with now. This wasn't meant to be this hard. I would say the one issue with Split is if it is your home map, you are going to start on the attack. And if you are not got, if you don't have all your pieces together, it's going to be a bit scary.
Well, it'd be pretty terrifying prospect if Magoo's able to have this much impact on attack as well. Korea going to find Sheriff entry. Mods will fall. Actually, NIP going to pivot back away from that towards mid. Maybe just looking to cut off some of this rotation. Nobody over towards A site now for Futbolist. Sturban actually considering picking back up towards Heaven. But NIP as well, just playing time when Magoo swings on it. He's going to find another 2 in mid here.
He's playing this so well. The attention was drawn towards that heaven side. He oversteps his bounds, but the man's confident.
Oh, we'll let him
I
have
don't
that.
even doubt
We'll let
it.
him have
Go
that.
for it. Absolutely have a bit of that. Chihuahua's trying to find some space, maybe facilitate that spike to go down, but it will be a 2v3 and they're on substantially lighter weapons. I don't know what they've been able to get away with, if they've been able to pick up a gun maybe, but for now, Sturban
enemy
should
remaining.
deal with Chihuahua and does, which is the main part here. And now just Existence, just going to be cannon fodder at this point. Football is looking very good so far. I like what I'm seeing. Now, you know what? I have to pinch a salt it. We are just seeing one player on 16 kills at the moment, but it's still nice.
Oh, no, absolutely. Love seeing a Jet have this much impact on a game. Like I said, as well on defense. Can't wait to see if he's the entry man having this much impact on attack in the second half. We'll have to wait and see. But NIP got to come up with an answer right now because they're being given a lot of freedom to do what they want, and they're not able to convert that. And that's the concerning thing. Again, Futbolist looking like not going to play anybody rope side and mid. Magoo going to find an instant pick. Rhyme will fall. NIP do have the revive should they choose to invest it here. Looks like Korea's actually going to come back across, put a smoke down. It looks like we are going to see Ryan back on his feet here.
What is with Turkish Jet players? They're so good, that aggression, that little dash of opping in there. Ooh, okay. All right, I'm getting a little warmed up now, and I want to see that next level of what this Jet can bring. We've seen the kind of like floating mid, kind of sitting around towards A, and now we've got posted up towards B after an aggressive pick. This is exciting to me.
Yeah, Magoo actually kind of floating as well. He's... They've moved Modge back over to A site. All of that Killjoy utility invested, and he's just tucked in the corner. Sturban holding elbow, so they can afford to kind of put 3 over to B in this setup because obviously they've got the Killjoy utility there to kind of stop any rush coming through from NIP. Alarm bot covering that ropes entry, which we know NIP have made use of from their mid presence before. Now actually the 5-man swing back over towards A, so definitely going to see a hit here. Whether or not Futbolist can hold on to this 2v5.
Rhyme should clear this out. Well, it will be a trade of life, but they do have access to the site for now. There is still a Brim there. Sturban's still buying time. This is good play. This should allow time for rotations.
They don't know.
But look at the time left. 12 seconds, 11. They've
seconds
cleared
left.
it now. Sturban's down. Where's that spike? It's in the hands of Omen, and no one's really going to stop this. Already Sasuke is dead and buried. The breach going to come out supreme, and JD's just looking to get aggressive. There again, Existence. Nice work from him. Takes down Magoo. That's going to be the op now relinquished. I'm not sure what the money's like right now. I should imagine Futbolist should be in a decent enough position to get a repurchase going. I don't know if the op's going to come back out, though. And NIP opting to not take it.
Not really,
Actually,
though.
no, it's not great.
Two players down to 2200. Looks like we see a rifle and an operator straight back on the board, so maybe a bit of a force coming up here. They do have the Rolling Thunder and the Lockdown in terms of ultimates. We'll have to wait and see whether or not they try and make a play off this.
Now, I do want to highlight, though, in my mind, I think I always looked at this map very similar to a Counter-Strike-esque map. You know, you get your nukes that start off very CT defensive side and then swing to the attack. But Magoo just swinging for lines. This guy is absolutely popping off. Quick pick towards middle, a new pick. Bear in mind the last one was more B-leading.
Yeah.
You know, he's very mobile. Hits mid, now backs away. He's making them work for this. But I think we are seeing this transition, I feel, to an attacking-sided map, as somewhat like Nuke did. Once you widen some of the approaches, give more options, and also teams just learn how to do it. But now Magoo's been traded on. Finally, the Danger Man's dead. The site hit comes in. There's still a couple of players present. However, none of them going to put up quite the fight like we saw Magoo doing.
Nice take from Rhyme there as well. The kill in heaven and puts the paint shells down into elbow. Sturban has to swing out into that one, but Rhyme finds the headshot. Futbolists now find themselves at a 2v4. Retake spike down on A site now. Chihuahua's still holding on to that ropes position. Means that pretty much NIP are going to have a perfect idea of where both of these remaining players are.
Last player standing.
There you go, Rhyme going to find his third. Another headshot with the Vandal. Mod's the last man standing. There you go, Chihuahua finally shows his hand. But one thing to note there, I love that. Again, that peak from Magoo is important for a number of reasons. The conditioning almost of Futbolists giving up mid. And NIP maybe getting a bit overzealous there. No smokes down. Korea just full swings out. And Magoo's waiting there with an operator. Again, maybe they read the economy the same way we did. Would have thought, you know, there's no chance they're going to reinvest the operator back into this. But again, maybe NIP just leaning a little heavily on being given mid for free. That they're happy to kind of swing that out I mean, pretty much naked, to be honest with you. No flash, no smoke, nothing.
Yeah, I mean, for now, we do have a bit of an eco round coming in. It's got a couple of upgraded pistols, just a sheriff or two. I don't see too much here. And again, the kind of checklist I look at is just how clean the likes of NIP can go about this one. It should be a clean round. They should play this smart. I don't see them having too many troubles. Their default looks like it's just that 3-man kind of lean with 2 players holding the extremities. Pretty traditional, nothing too crazy about it. Last time Rhyme had a great round. But again, you want to keep this as... I guess well presented. Look how deep the defensive side are playing.
Yeah.
Sitting super deep in. No freebies to be found.
Which is interesting, actually, really, with worse off weaponry. They're not trying to play close contact here. Chihuahua actually just finding unfortunate timing. 2 members of Futbolist did actually swing down mid. Rhyme luckily going to find the backstab here. That could have been deadly for Chihuahua if they were able to wrap into Garage there. But Sasuke actually... going to find himself all the way into sewer. The second player not spotted out there, but JD ready for it. We'll find
really
that one.
Nice. Yeah, maybe just a good read. Maybe a sound cue, knowing which side they were playing on before. Nagu not going to be allowed too much. And yeah, this is clean. This is a
clean.
really nice round. I like this Hypoc. That makes me happy. Yeah, okay, they lose 1. That's fine. Don't mind that. If it gets put, you know, if it's like, oh, there's 2 now missing. Uh-oh, it gets a little, you know, it gets a little worrying. But for me, I'm happy with that. 5-5 scoreline wise, I'm going to put a lot of credit towards Magu. I'd have liked to have almost seen Futbolist without, you know, the jet main popping off, see what they look like as a collective. But NIP looked slow to start, and again, they are somewhat a new collective under this roster. So, yeah, I kind of expect that. But beyond that, though, I think this is going to be a pretty fun game, honestly.
I mean, if we're to break the old split stigma, we can say, yeah, 5 rounds on attack, they're looking good, right? But now with the changes, I mean, it could go either way. Korea actually going to cancel off the TP. Last time we knew that draw out rotation here, but again, Futbol is playing so deep here that pretty much entry going to be given. Rhyme, speaking of entry, he's going to find that headshot onto Magoo. Sturban now has to back away.
Oh, that's gorgeous work from Rhyme. I love seeing it. The man's found a bit of smooth moves over towards the A side finally. That little maybe confidence boost that he had from that previous round going to echo here. This should be 6 on the board for NIP. Everyone's locked out from Futbolist. None of those beautiful retakes we saw coming out on those initial rounds. This one looks like it's wrapped up, and I imagine the economy's been a little fragile for them even after that eco. So guns might be the name of the game for them soon, trying to keep everything they can going to the final few rounds of the first half. Yeah,
this for me, pull away, try and hold this. Get some exits if you can. A couple of the players of NIP very low HP, so maybe Sasuke just trying to find some damage in terms of the economy. This is actually going to drop down, and JD going to find the headshot onto him. So 4 members will survive. Obviously coming into the last round now. We'll have to see how the economy lies. It's not looking good for Futbolist at all. Obviously they are going to force into this, but Light Armors, Bulldog, Spectre, it's not a full buy by any stretch.
No, but NIP haven't been doing anything mind-blowing. I mean, their A hits have been pretty good, but I want to see if they have more to give, because you can see the adjustment, I feel, is that they've at least rotated an additional player here for Futbolist. They put an additional player towards A. At least it feels like dedicated, whereas look how open mid is again. Yeah. This scares me. They work with it, though. This isn't something new that they've just forgotten about. This clearly is how they approach the game. It's just no one's even holding the extremities yet, and I wonder when they do. When does that internal clock go, right, we need to pay attention to this now? And again, deep hold towards B. They're depending on that Killjoy utility to kind of give away the game. So hopefully they'll get the information they need.
Yeah, and actually the first time we've seen the 3-man lean towards A site actually is Chihuahua over here. If he's able to bait out any rotation, actually having said that, Mark's actually going to head all the way through defensive spawn. So after getting no contact, maybe Futbolist reading into this. Now Rolling Thunder going to come through B Heaven, actually going to catch Sasuke back on the stairs now, but the hit comes through Garage now. Nobody holding onto main. The wall going up in Heaven as well, going to give them complete control of site.
Yeah, that's such a nuisance play by JD. That is really good. That funnels the defensive side to come back through defense spawn if they even want to go for this. Now, with the spike planted, they will have to evacuate the site now, but already you're going to see JD coming in. Just trying to find the fights, going deep on this one too. Going to continue the push to be met by Sturban, but there's Magu. That's a problem. If he comes online in this retake, you know there's trouble. And look at NIP, forced out of the site, forced burst into those tunnels. Sturban gonna pop it, tries to get everyone down, but where is Korea in this? Korea left with so much in front of him. A
Sturban's
1v2,
so low.
but they're low HP. They're both low HP. The time's ticking and they need to make their move. Sturban. Oh, the timing! He just looks away. Jet makes the sound cues, the defuse comes in. And another good retake from Futbolist.
Yeah, really, really good stuff. Again, the lockdown being saved for the very, very last round. But I love the combination there. Sturban using his ultimate to cut off some of that rotation back through from Garage. So really, really good use of ultimates. And ultimately, I mean, forcing NIP out into the open. And it ends up 6-6. I wouldn't have called that really off the first 3 rounds, but it felt like NIP, you know, once they got a read for how Futbolists were playing this, they kind of, you know, sped things up a little bit. We saw a couple of faster hits towards the end of that half, but I mean, Magoo looked fantastic. This is just one of the highlights.
100%. I think to me, seeing that retake on the pistol was wonderful, but then this was like, okay, well, here we go. We've got a Jet player. We've got a team that can pull off retakes. Okay. Like, I didn't know what I was coming into. And then we obviously saw the kind of turn up of the Rays, right? It was just flying in. The smooth moves towards A were just perfect. But now I want to see what Futbolists look like on their attacking side. To me, I feel like NIP, with someone like Existence and some more seasoned veteran players that I know of, they'll play quite a standard approach. It looks like a mid-pinch, looking for not only information, but a swing and a contact play off the back of it. And this could just be a brawl down middle pock.
It could indeed, actually. 9 players back over to Rhyme. Gonna find some company up close and personal. Magoo will lose out that one. Actually, Mark trades that one out with the paint shells as well. So 1-for-1 trade in mid right now. It looks like they want to an all-out brawl there for the start of the pistol round in mid. Futbolists actually looking to re-aggress back onto this. NIP kind of backing up and maybe giving them a little bit of space. Korea overholding Elbow. He's still got the Cypher utility to help him out. So again, they're going to get the information early enough to play retake there. Modge catches a headshot as well over in Garage. Some good damage going out.
Oh God, Existence. This is terrifying. 2 HP and he's got so many players coming his way and he's got to know that there's going to be pressure up there. How much do they know here? Chihuahua tries to sit in, tries to play attention towards B main, but it's going to be heaven. They're already flooding towards the site. Sturban's done the good work to start with. You see JD wants it, opts not to, opts to back away, opts to bank on his teammates, and that's about as well as it's gone so far. Already paint shells being thrown, everything lobbed down. JD's still alive though, Plant has come in, Spike is now down, and the trade comes out. Sasuke up the ropes. Just ninja running around the map, straight up, no problem, happy to take a fight. And now Korea, the man who made Omen look so good in the early days, now going to be called upon to do something incredible. And I just don't see him being given an opportunity. Every position he steps, a player awaits, the molly comes in, everything's in front of him, and none of it works out.
No, just picking one at a time. Didn't want to give him the 1v1 there. Really good discipline from Futbolists in the pistol round, and they will pick up the first round of the second half. But again, impressive hit there. It's looked like really first blood being drawn by NIP. Maybe they were able to convert that, but good recovery from Futbolist. And again, the big thing now, we're seeing Brimstone more prevalent in some of these compositions. The post-plant factor becomes a thing once again.
Yes.
Obviously that molly and obviously the ultimate becomes just so annoying to deal with. And it forces the hand of the defenders as well. You have to be able to obviously run get in before the attacker can run the clock down.
Yeah, we're seeing a kind of run it dry sort of thing. Magoo's overwhelmed. NIP actually able to cut off the approach. That's a gun to be picked up. That's a little bit of work there. That's a bit of a nuisance play. But of course, when you're on pistols, you're just trying to kind of maybe Jimmy rig something together, right? It's held together by duct tape and a bit of straw, so it does leave open a bit of a problem here. Heaven can be worked through. Now, if Sasuke's not careful, he does have a spike, so you don't want to lose him on his own. And yeah, there you go already. Great work by Modge to keep this together. And they're not hard kills necessarily. They're against pistols without armor, but they're kills that get you on the site and get you that spike planted.
See, now maybe just going to try and get some of the weapons off the board, but Modge going to find both of those kills. Juicy eco frags. Confidence builders. That's what we call them.
Eco Cobras. We love to see it. I do want to say I'd like to see maybe a bit more from Rhyme, Chihuahua, Korea, just because as much as Existence is a great player, and he is also a fragger in this game. He hasn't been that quiet IGL, and I don't think there's necessarily room for it like there is in other games. But I don't want to see him towards the top of the board. I don't want to see 6 and 9 kills and him up there in the 9 kill bracket. I want to see Rhyme, Chihuahua, a little bit more impact here. Maybe this is the side for them to do it on. Maybe this is where they find more comfort. Maybe it comes towards their site more. They were on the attack, maybe not feeling they had as much potential as they could have. But that aside, I just want to see them pick up a little bit, because I know this is the one thing with NIP. They are good individual players, so I want to see that come through.
This could be deadly right now. It's Ryan backs all the way up to A Heaven to hold ropes, but 3 members of Futbolist now ready to try and contest this. No sound cues given away. They're silently on the ropes. He does catch the feet there, and actually there's a trap wire as well, so Sasuke has to force the issue. He's kind of to an awkward spot there. JD's wall drops and Mod finds the headshot, so entry towards A site. Maybe give him a Chihuahua finds 2.
Yeah, great hold by NIP so far. This is what I want to see. Rhyme and Chihuahua coming online. There it is. Rhyme just turns it around, gets that little internal clock ticking, and goes, there'll be another. I've got you. Clean as well. 4 still stand. That's exactly what you want to be seeing. Try and solidify that economy if possible.
Well, it was the bonus round from Futbolist. You can see they're able to fall by back into this one, and actually with a little bit of change to spare. So even if this one doesn't go their way, they're going to be able to get maybe a couple of SMGs forced up in the next. And I mean, on the flip side, that NIP were down to about 800 credits combined in that buy. So a big round for them to put away, and especially in clean fashion.
All right, Rhyme, show me the money. What are you going to do with that thing? Okay, a little bit of peacocking down middle, but it does mean now the attacking side would have to re-clear this, which does take time. It's a nuisance play, and it's a good one at that. But it looks like Futbolists are happy to be quite patient about this round, maybe trying to get a feel for what's coming their way, but a slower-ish approach towards A. You do have one player push up a little bit on the Killjoy, just kind of on the deeper angle, and then Magoo just waiting for that trade, but it doesn't look like NIP are going to give them much. If there's no incentive to do so, I feel as though they should be patient enough here.
See, actually, Futbolists swing back towards mid now to maybe try and take some control. All 5 members here. You can see Rhyme actually getting a little bit antsy in Garage on the minimap. There's still 3 members of NIP
this
over
could be a
towards...
misread.
It could indeed.
I mean, of course they have to consider that there could be mid, but look at this rotation coming out. Oh, no.
Yeah, when Rhyme sees nothing, Chihuahua heads all the way back over. I mean, he's got the camera, so
30
they
seconds
don't need
left.
to actually invest. Actually, the lockdown going to get put down in Garage. It looks like they're going to try and take Heaven control with that as well. So all 5 members of Futbolist over towards B now. 3 Heaven, 2 main. Rhyme finds the first, so Mark will fall. JD finds the second and the third.
Yeah, JD's done great here, and bear in mind, the one player staying alive at the back. Oh, 5 HP, and he's trying to get that spike. He does, but keep in mind, there's still a player on the side. Magoo can do nothing with this. 1 second left. There's the time deplete. The kill's going to come in. Rhyme just staying alive was always the fallback plan there. No one checked on him. It looked like a smoke or 2 went out, you know, the kind of, I guess, going through the motions utility. But no one hard cleared it. And yes, they were late on time. Yes, they'd run down the clock, but a quick look has to have happened. But mistakes being made, and the scoreline now evened up.
Indeed, and as I said, maybe a little bit of investment available for Futbolists coming back into this one. You can see a couple of Sheriffs, light armors and a full armor actually for Magoo. He's obviously going to try and play the Blade Storm on this round. To 21 and 12, he's having a fantastic showing here in map 1. He does. As I say that, Kriya falls on rafters, cheeky little updraft from all the way back in A main.
It's been a long quarantine. He just gave out a free haircut. That's just so nice of him, you know? Helping everyone out here. What a guy. But NIP going to be down 1 for sure, and that's got to sting because you get nothing for that, right? That's just like a no information. We don't know where they're going. That was just within the first couple of seconds of the round. Good little hit.
So now the swing back over again. I like this. They take some contact, get an entry over on A. It being pretty much a save round for them. Rhyme doesn't want to give anything away, doesn't want to risk losing this weapon now. You can see the double satchel comes through, the dash from Jet goes through, they get themselves access to B site.
Spike going to be going down for now.
Spike planted.
No. opportunities given. Mark going to be trying to get a little bit of information as well, actually walking through towards the defensive side, clears a little. This is a lot of work for NIP to do quite quickly. 4 players still stand, and Rhyme's going to get a move on. Already trying to clear out, spots out towards that main entrance. Already a couple of flashes. Time being bought here. JD's going to find Magulo. That's a big name to pick up, and another falls quickly. The pistols aren't going to come through. 1 kill, 2 kills. Sturban still here.
It's 2v2.
Sturban going on the big flank. This is still doable. Time's ticking. Oh, the flash. They're all going to be just sweating bullets here. But he's sticking it. The
Player
defuse.
standing.
He's not coming off it. Great work from Rhyme there, even with so much pressure against them. Rhyme stays cool and calm and collected. There's the pickup in skill. That's what I want to see on the scoreboard. Yes,
I mean,
that was just brave, but it was dangerous. It should never have been that dangerous.
I mean, if there was an opportunity to be critical there, obviously with the changes to the split, you can plant for main. I don't know why you wouldn't in that situation there. Sasuke doesn't have the aftershock. He doesn't have the ability to get anybody off of that defuse on default. Obviously, with the flank coming in from Sturban, there's no way that he can get an angle onto default. I mean, we saw there. You can stick the defuse behind that box, and there's nothing anyone from Heaven can do about it. So, not entirely sure the decision-making there, why it wasn't planted for main. And I'm talking specifically about that area that just comes off towards the steps. I'm sure you can just about make out on the minimap. But one of the biggest changes for Split, to be honest, the post-plant, possibilities now, planting for main, make it way easier than it was before.
Mm-hmm. I was kind of expectant to see a bit more of that, but not to be the case. But I'm happy to see Rhyme now coming online. Chihuahua's coming online. Kree has now got himself up on the op. That's what I want to see from NIP. And again, this is something that I think some people don't understand. It's not discredit to the likes of Existence, but to me, I see him as, the puppet master, right? He's putting people in the right places. His role is to facilitate. His role is to find approach for the others. You set the heavy fraggers into motion.
Yeah.
I mean, when you have these players on your team, you want them to be able to do what they can. These players are nuts. I mean, you look at this NIP roster, they are big names now. And already an aggressive start, and look how well that's gone. Uh-oh, problems aplenty. You can see instantly Existence is like, wait, are they going to push this? Quick little, turn to the flash just in case. Not to be, but that's a big pick. Rhyme finds one's back. That's so accurate, so crisp. But again, they're all answered so far, and you can see Chihuahua is going to take the space, so nothing really gained yet. Yes, the frag's there, but NIP still know that there isn't an instantaneous hit off the back of any of these picks.
There isn't actually. It's going to be Battle of the Sentinels over here. Information going to go out with the neural theft as well, so going to give some of that up. Korea does get revived, but Mark counters with the showstopper there, so brings NIP back down to 3, but Futbolist losing that duel over towards the A site versus Chihuahua means that it is a 3v3. 2 members now looking to try and press the Chihuahua over on the A site. And Mark making his way through sewers now. And NIP look like they know what's up. Now needs to find this one, and he does. Sturban will fall. He drops down. The flash comes through. Nothing he can do about that one. Sasuke will find it. And actually, we'll find a second. Nice headshot to JD in Heaven as well.
Okay, let's see what you got, Sasuke. At this point, Existence a mile away. But there was a chance for it. Bear in mind, Sasuke was a little low. No need for the Sharingan this time. He's all right. He can just kind of chill out, just weaving out. Don't worry. But for now, you're going to see Existence kind of backing away from this. But that was quite a curious round, and well done to Futbolist to kind of temper how it played out in the end. At the start, quite an aggressive approach came in. The push in towards kind of B halls, that push in towards, I guess, B main. Instant trade, Pain Shell committed, and then you saw the panic that came over the likes of Existence, who had to then be ready for potentially a hit off the back of it. Nothing came through. The operator does get recovered at least. That's one big bonus for them. That's going to be something they can take into the next round, something he's opted to do rather than attempting the 1v2 here, feeling that's maybe the bigger pickup to take away from this. But again, well played out by Futbolist, considering a lot of those kills were traded back in on. There was a lot of room to be potentially given up, but they continued on. They've been playing very well here.
Yeah, and actually the buy for NIP, maybe just thinking about it right now, because you can see actually Korea going to force up the Bulldog. Actually, no, going to be given the Phantom. Existence going to play the Bulldog instead, and Spectre in the hands of JD. So, scrappy buy, but they did save the operator, so they got to invest back into this to make it worthwhile. Rhyme actually, speaking of investing, showstopper down mid once again, gets all of this control early on, but we know what happened last time. Futbolist gave it up, and they're happy to retake it later on in the round.
Wanting to see the approach. Now, keep in mind the AWP was recovered. It's going to be in the hands of Chihuahua. And no real information garnered at the moment. We saw the posturing between these two, but not much more than that. It does seem as though you're going to have Chihuahua get the contact, takes the shot, and potentially a swing from the Sage up close. We'll have to see how they opt for this. The barrel might give away the game, or this could give away the game, and the timing's going to be everything. That's going to at least show enough this player's present here. They could push up breach towards A and kind of leave him posted there, it looks like.
You see now the turret taking the shots, and usually you can pretty accurately identify where the turret is shooting. Mod actually finds the shot onto Chihuahua there. You have a swing and a miss with the operator, JD. Now got to make a decision. Him and Ryan are going to back out this, but Magoo already cutting off the edge of the lockdown barrier. So he's just going to lurk in case anybody decides to come out this way again. Orbital strike gets invested there. Sturban finds 2 when they try and fall away.
I'm still impressed at the consideration that op was probably recovered, and then to be so clinical in clearing that angle. That to me is everything. Magoo's going to make light work of existence, just patrolling the rest of the map, leaving Korea once again in this scenario. Now they know that 2 kills came in towards that deep defensive side after the ultimate came through, so they could hunt this. If they want to get this op away, not a bad idea at all. Now for me, I've got to say, I'm very impressed with Futbolist. Whoever made that call to kind of flash on the angle, that's pretty common. But again, the kind of step out to take the angle, Killjoy sat it, and there you go, op now gone. That is beautiful work from Futbolist. That is a perfect round, if I've ever seen one.
That's the second wombo combo, though, we've seen. With the orbital strike and the lockdown, absolutely love it. Cutting off that rotation factor when they try and fall away as the lockdown is dying down in the last few seconds. Just perfectly placed.
Oh, I like this. I like this pod.
I mean, I like this as long as you're not an NIP fan. This is worrying times now. Again, look at the buy back in on this one. This is a difficult round to win, but with this scoreline, we always say it gets scary once somebody hits double digits, especially if your economy's in the bin. Look at Futbolist money.
True. Yeah, that is going to be a bit of a scary notion. Already, though, an early pick coming in. Kind of surprised that worked out, if I'm honest. Futbolist has been pretty clean in these approaches, but it looks like they're aware that the next hit could come through that rafter side. But look at these rotations. You have 4 players here now. Keep in mind, NIP's purchase, pretty rough around the edges, so they're going to have to really hope to make this land. Mugu's going to clear out Chihuahua, and yeah, he's seeing the next piece of information. They are clearing out methodically. This is gorgeous work again from Futbolist.
Yep, Mark will find Rhyme on the way up into heaven there. Mark finds the second as well. JD will fall existence. We'll find another with the Marshal here. Again, just looking to do some kind of damage in terms of economy onto Futbolist. 60 HP though. Ooh, you go now. Okay. Don't. Mark will pick you up. Again, surprising. Maybe they weren't expecting to see any weapons at all on the side of NIP there, but first blood gets drawn. It doesn't matter. Like you said, systematically clearing through there. The Rolling Thunder gets invested. Magoo not afraid at all to dash in with the Vandal and clean things up. And I was talking about being worried. This is the sort of scoreline you don't want to see NIP with a combined bankroll of 900 credits left. There's nothing left after this.
It's now or never, right? This is where it can get terrifying. 11-9. Now, keep in mind the format. We'll clarify after this round because this could mean more than you'd imagine if Futbolists win this map in particular. Now, beyond that, though, NIP still have a chance to lock this out. Korea is posted up. He goes back to the wall and he loses the fight. Magoo is so good right now. This Jet doesn't know how to lose. Opens up the pick. That's a big, heavy hitter gone. Now Ryan, maybe the timing could be right. Gets 1, gets 2. That's a sick reaction, but Sasuke did find 1 in the meantime. So advantage has been somewhat evened out, but that spike is right sitting there in front of Rhyme, and he loses.
Yeah, the Boombot actually spotted Modge out in the cubby in mid there. Looks like they're actually going to be able to Chihuahua up on the wall here. Going to find that one. You still need to, I mean, the spike in a very difficult spot now for NIP to hold on to it, especially with the numbers. It's 2v2. Magoo, operator in hand. Chihuahua actually going to swing out of mail potentially here. Maybe catches eyes on
One
Sturban.
enemy remaining.
He doesn't know. Sturban going to find the headshot. That leaves just one man standing now. Existence for NIP to try and recover this round now.
30 seconds left.
Existence, a man of experience, but against the fiery power that we've somewhat seen come out of this player of Magoo. Be it with the op, be it with any of the other weapons, seems incredibly capable. But no subtlety here. With 10 seconds
10
remaining,
seconds
Spike's
left.
going to go down. But
Now-
the approach back in, they know where he was.
Yeah, I'm going to say an important thing here. No flashes for Existence. No smokes for Sturban. Does still have the molly, so he can play time on this. Existence does have to get a move on. And Magoo has the Blade Storm should he choose to invest this. If, you know, Existence does find entry here. Aftershock goes through. Going to give him a little bit of space
Last player
towards. Finds the
standing.
That's
first
one.
now. 1v1. Magoo versus Existence.
A quick tap on the Spike, but he wants to try and get around fast. He needs to get there before the Jet clears, and the Jet just cleared it, but he catches the gun. He needs to land the shot, and Magoo denies it. A huge way to get to 12. And I can't imagine a better player to do it. Magoo just going
Match
to push
point.
them towards map point. And keep in mind, this is the home map of Ninjas right now, which is scary because this counts for even more.
That's I mean, I'll come out and say I was looking at NIP to make a splash in game one
Yep.
here, but a tight game, but Futbolists have just looked in control. Scoreline aside, Futbolists have looked in control of this map.
I'm with you. We could have the defining moment soon enough. No subtlety to this, no deeper nuance. It looks like a set B piece for now because they have no default around the rest of the map. And here we go. Master's going to push this. Has to. Still wins against Chihuahua. Spots out one towards heaven and continues forward. The site is going to be theirs. I don't know if there's any utility that could stop this.
Yeah, just looking at ultimates here, NIP only really have Koreas. Futbolist still have Blade Storm here, but it's going to be a very, very difficult retake here for NIP. They're not going to be able to pull something off with the breach flash potentially, but already now you can see Futbolist. They've planted for main. Modge finds that kill onto Existence, meaning they can control Garage, and it's all but locked up in my eyes, Lauren.
I'm with you. It's looking like a sealed deal, but we'll find out. Magoo's going to be just icing that cake. Cherry on the top. Ryan just takes it off, but by now, Ryan knows this one is all but over. A heroic push to maybe seal it. Sasuke to
Attackers
closer.
win.
13-9. Futbolists have just absolutely locked this one out. That is